going to say, because I was watching him, and then there was a part where it was like, and he was not doing that on the drums, and I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, the original old title of this was The Double Drum Solo.
Aha.
It's better than being a dumb one.
It's going to be a surprise, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a surprise.
Okay.
Welcome back to The Intelligent Donkey.
Woohoo.
And welcome to an ordinary music reaction.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Just kidding.
No mystery doubles, no special business, no instant premieres like we did with. Are
you saying I'm not special?
No. Yeah, and you still have to watch the video I just did with Nana.
Oh, yes, I do. I will.
Because you're going to be a little bit surprised at who it is.
Okay.
This one is, it's not Rush, it's not Dream Theater, it's not Nightwish, or any of the former members of any of those bands.
Okay.
It is instead a little bit of pre-Rush. I mean, people ask me all the time. Oh, it's not Kansas either.
Oh.
My fandom of Kansas and Rush coincide, for instance, about the same time. I fell in love with the band Kansas in the fall of '76 and Rush in the winter of '77. And I've been fans of both of them ever since and still count them to this day as my number 1 and 2 favorite bands. So what did I listen to before that? Now, mind you, going before that, you're talking
the Beatles.
11th grade, 10th grade, 9th grade, or earlier.
Yes.
And, my record collecting time goes all the way back to when I would have been 11, when I got my first real rock records and stuff like that.
Nice.
When I was 13 years old, actually I was almost 14 at this point, a white-haired guy by the name of Edgar Winter came out with an album called They Only Come Out at Night.
Huh.
And on it, among other things, was a song that the single didn't actually appear until the winter, early spring of '73, like that, when I was 14 years old then.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a song called Frankenstein. All right.
Okay.
Now, the studio version was interesting enough, and I actually bought a 45 RPM record, you know the little things, copy of the record, not even realizing that it was a single edit. The single edit was like 3 minutes, 42 seconds, something like that. The album version, though, was 5 minutes and 8 seconds.
Okay.
And then I saw the first of what actually became 3 different versions, live versions of this song that they did on television. One on a show called The Midnight Special, which is...
Was it shown at midnight?
Huh? It was midnight Eastern.
You're allowed to stay up that late when you were 11 or 12 or 13?
13, 14 years old, yeah, I was.
Wow.
Yes, I did that late night routine. I even recorded some of them onto a cassette player back in the day.
Oh my goodness.
But I saw them perform this song on Don Kirshner's rock concert, on Midnight Special, and there was a performance that I didn't see until many years later that they did in a British show called the Old Grey Whistle Test.
Okay.
It's kind of it's a long story. You can look it up on Wikipedia. It's there. It's right there.
Okay.
How they got such a weird title on it, but it was one of the things that was featured on the show was that the performances were all live, but there was no audience. So what they did was basically a one-take version of the studio version of the song.
Oh, okay. Now, interesting.
This was done in late 1973, by which time one of the members of the band had been replaced. The Edgar Winter group consisted of Edgar Winter, Chuck Ruff on drums, Dan Hartman on bass and lead vocals. Edgar Winter himself did some lead vocal work as well, but this is an instrumental song, so the vocals don't matter.
Oh, okay.
And originally, Ronnie Montrose on guitar. Now, Ronnie Montrose, after he left the band, went on to do one of the arguably best debut solo records by anyone of any genre ever. Later in 1973, at least by the time that this video came out. So when he left the band, though, he was replaced by the guy who was the producer for the Edgar Winter Group, and that was Rick Derringer.
That name sounds familiar.
Yes, his fame goes back to like Hang On Sloopy back in the 60s. Yes, when he was 17 years old.
Okay.
In 1965, but he played guitar with Edgar's brother Johnny. So that's when, for example, Johnny Winter, who was a blues guitarist, what he was known for, he came out with an album called Johnny Winter and actually named officially his band that, Johnny Winter and
what?
And it was actually and the McCoys.
Okay.
And as in Rick Derringer and the McCoys, who did Hang On Sloopy. So in other words, he had Rick Derringer in his band. Now Rick Derringer joins Johnny's brother to do a live performance. And he stuck with the band for another couple of years too, plus doing solo work, plus it's amazing.
This is almost like a reality TV show about all these people. Like...
Well, I mean, there's so many connections that happened during all these ins and outs of different things over the course of the thing. Any which way. This performance, I picked this performance of this song because it shows something that Luna Rosa here really likes a lot. Percussion.
Percussion.
Besides the late Chuck Ruff, who was the drummer for the band, there's an amazing performance of this in here, along with multi-instrumentalist Edgar Winter.
Okay.
In fact, the whole thing is a showcase, an instrumental showcase for all the members of the band who just do an incredible job.
All right.
With Edgar Winter's Frankenstein.
All right. Let's do it.
That's the old gray whistle test.
Well, I have heard this. I thought it was worse. You know what it might be?
What?
Is I may not have actually heard this song, but I may have heard that start on a different song, because a lot of times they use that in other musicians will use other musicians' parts of their song.
Right. That could well be, but I'm pretty sure like if this would come on the radio and you were in the car with me, the volume would instantly go from 2 or 3 to 8 or 9.
Exactly.
Basically, he invented the keytar here.
Yeah. Oh, really? Because he's just wearing his keyboard down like that.
Put some straps on it and wear it like a guitar.
Nice.
This song, this tune, got its title not in any direct reference to the monster or to the movies or anything like that, but because when they were putting it all together and editing it, and of course back then editing was really literally cut and paste.
Yep.
With the tape.
Yep.
It was the drummer Chuck Ruff who made the remark that says this is becoming quite a monster.
That's awesome.
Of a tune, and the name stuck.
There you go. Oh, here we go. Somebody know what it feels like. This was, you said Rick Derringer was young here? Was this when he was 17 or was he a little
No,
older?
he was older here. This would have been, let's see, 1973. He would have been 8 years older than that, so he'd been 25.
He still looks 17. Like, he looks like a kid. He's got that smile on his face, like, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. Nope, he was 25 here.
Oh, my God. Well, okay, still
Roughly.
a baby to me, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're both playing the drums.
Yeah,
I was going to say, because I was watching him, and then there was a part where it was like, and he was not doing that on the drums, and I was like, what the heck?
yeah, there.
Oh, sorry.
The original old title of this was The Double Drum Solo.
Aha. Guy on the keyboard, he's a lot older than the other three, isn't he?
Not much.
Not much, really.
First of all, he's of the four there. He's one of only two that are still alive. He just turned, I think, 76 recently. So I think he was born in 1948. So here he would have been Well, here, I guess here he would have been only about 25, 26 years old as well.
Really? He looks so much older than ever. Not because of his white hair, but just his face.
Mm-hmm.
I figured the white hair is probably a dye job.
We could look it up, obviously, but the late Chuck Ruff and the late Dan Hartman, they're all pretty much the same age. That's the thing too. Although Rick Derringer was not one of the original members of the band, the other original guitarist, Ronnie Montrose, he passed away too. So of the original Edgar Winter group, Edgar himself is the only one still alive.
Interesting.
Cancer got two of them. I think pneumonia got Dan Hartman. So.
Oh man. Well, let's listen to some awesome rips on the keyboard.
Yep.
Playing it with a monster. Record scratch noise.
Analog synthesizer.
Which is all computers are doing now.
Composition and sampled largely.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yay!
I thought you'd like that.
Yes.
Even though you've heard that theme, dun 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 dun.
I have, and I'm thinking it might be from another song. To be truthful. What is this song called?
Frankenstein.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I'll look it up in a minute.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, it was one of the very few. If you look at the long list of songs that have hit number one on the Billboard Hot 100, very few of them are instrumental. Likewise, amongst all the various instrumentals that made the chart at all, I mean, how many of them hit number one? Very few.
But this one did.
It.
Oh my
In the
gosh.
spring of 1973. This actually, mind you, was only for 1 week. but it
It's
hit
been 1
number
week.
1 before getting knocked out, I believe, by Stevie Wonder.
Oh, that makes sense.
So we got Winter and Wonder and whatever
Yeah, exactly.
in spring.
Well,
No, but
all
it's
right.
absolutely amazing performance. As you can see, my tastes, how, I was a fan of Edgar Winter then, all the way from at least then. I discovered some stuff that he had done before the Edgar Winter group when he was even younger. I performed an Edgar Winter song on the piano
Oh, wow.
as part of the homecoming variety show at our high school.
Oh, fun.
It was a song called Dying to Live.
Uh-huh.
I performed that song
Oh, fun.
for the homecoming variety show when I was, I would have been a junior that year, the year that I did that. The Edgar Winter group put out 2 more albums with Rick Derringer. One that was simply actually just called The Edgar Winter Group with Rick Derringer. How original of a title is that?
Well, Oh, well.
But this was all during my high school years, basically. All during the time before I discovered Kansas and Rush, which just took over everything after that.
Yep. But this was your origin story.
This is the origin story, yeah.
All right.
So if you liked this like we did, click the like button, share it with your friends on social media, put your comments down below about what you think of this song or this performance, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this stuff.
Yay!
And so don't be a donkey of limited intelligence, instead
Be an intelligent donkey.
and we'll see you in the next one.